Shalom and blessings. I pray that you all had a blessed Sabbath on yesterday. I had originally done a taping of some things that I wanted to bring out yesterday, well, late into the midnight hour on yesterday. Unfortunately, the powers that be were able to erase that from my camera roll, and I also don't see it on my YouTube video, but it is available on Facebook under my name, Daryl Conway. But I will bring this to you again, just the same. And even with the commercials, like I said, they're calling me the Geico and trying to figure out the guy is trying to figure out who he is and things of that nature. Only thing I can tell you is that I have been told to prophesy and to bring you this information. And the spirit of Ahai is upon me too, just like it says in Yeshayahu. Let's see. What is it? 64. I don't have my glasses with me, but I'll try to read this to you as best I can. It's 63. Nope, that's not it. Let's see, what is it? 61? Yes, 61. Yeshayahu, Isaiah 61. The spirit of Ahai is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach the good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, and to proclaim liberty to the captives, and to open up the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of Ahai, and the day of vengeance of our BEREAN, to comfort all that mourn, and to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give them unto beauty for ashes, and the oil for joy for mourning, and the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of Ahai, that he might be esteemed. So, for whatever reason, the powers that be are fighting this thing, and there are those, when I go into particular stores, I can't go to this line or that line because of whatever's going on in the spiritual realm. I intrinsically don't have a nature that's wanting to destroy anybody. That's not what I'm here for. That's up to the Creator to do any of those things. But I'm here as a prophet, just as I stated in what's in Amos. Let me go turn there for you to read that. That will be forward from Isaiah. And it's the 3rd chapter, and it's entitled above that, Amos, the 3rd chapter. It says, "Hear this word that Ahai has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all the iniquities. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Will a lion roar in the forest when he has no prey? Will a young lion cry out of his den if he had nothing? Can a bird fall in a snare upon the earth where no gin is for him? Shall one take up a snare from the earth and have taken nothing? Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and Ahai had not done it? Surely Ahai will do nothing, but he revealed his secret into the service of the prophets. The lion has roared, who can but prophesy? So for me to not say anything and to be silent would be, like I said before, a total disservice to you, and as well as to myself, and especially to the Creator. There was something else that I had wanted to read. I can't, it escapes my mind at this time, but I believe it's in Hosea, where he talks about his backstabbing wife, which is Israel, and it says Judah. They've gone astray. So the thing is that, like I said on the other one, that we're continuing to rob and to do the things with idols and things of that nature, and not spending enough time. Even I'm guilty of that myself. Spending enough time with the Creator in spirit and in truth. So the Yasha, the Savior, Hamashiach, doesn't. He doesn't. Let me take this into consideration also, because it said that the person who is the false prophet, okay, or the false Messiah, will will be like Solomon was, okay, and we know. Well, I guess we weren't taught this, but I will tell you anyway. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to turn back and go to the chapter and verse in Hosea after that. It says that when the Queen of Sheba came up to hear the wisdom of Solomon, it's in the 10th chapter of First Kings, I believe. It says that she lost spirit, and she in fact did lose spirit because of the way that Solomon ascended to the temple that he had built. Because like Aaron's sons, he had offered up strange fire by building up stairs to the temple. And this, in fact, is abominable, excuse me, to the Creator. He told us and told the people that that's written in Exodus 20, 25, and 26, and Ezekiel 8, 16, that he says, make me an altar of stone. Thou shalt not build it of hewn stone. If you lift up your tool, it is polluted. So the ascension that and the elevation that Solomon is guilty for is Allah, okay, and Aliyah, and that means to elevate or be lifted up or be the most high. So in that we understand that also the definition of Allah means morning. So the person that's going up there and trying to elevate himself instead of a higher, and to raise his and lift this in this hewn stone type of worship, which is abominable. He is the individual that like I said, the prophets are saying is this individual that it's not the righteous one. Also in Daniel, what we find out is that well, in the book of First Kings, we find out that Solomon was given 666 talents from every nation per annum or per year. Additionally, we find out that that on the temple, in the temple that he had, on either side of six stairs, there were 12 lions. Okay, so again, all of this indicates some type of worship that we should not be accepting. But everybody's looking at Solomon as if this is the way that it's supposed to be. His name means peace, or so again, that is where people are going to be saying peace, peace, and there's no peace. So it's going to come as a total destruction when they like they're saying that they're everything is safe and secure and things of this nature. Then all of a sudden there's destruction. So again, I'm warning you all while I'm still here and yet still have time, even for myself, to continue to work out my salvation with fear and trembling as well. Now, let me go here for a moment. Like I said, I will go to Hosea 8 and start at 13. It says, they sacrifice flesh for the sacrifice of mine offerings and eat of it, but Ahiah accepted them not. Now will he remember their iniquity and visit their sins, they shall return to Egypt. So when that's stated, it says they sacrifice or offer up the flesh, but it's not the flesh that you're thinking of. That's the flesh of the Basur, or the gospel, or the good news. So they're sacrificing the offering for the good news, and the offering is not. Also, it says that, but Ahiah accepted it not, because he would not remember their iniquity. He will remember their iniquity and visit their sins, and they shall return. So it says here on the what part is that? That is the second part of that. It says offerings. And when you look at that word, it doesn't mean offerings as if it's a burnt offering or anything like that. It means a gift. Okay, so we've been given the gift to repent and come out of Babylon and teach the people, instead of going through all these things of what Babylon and Saturnalia is all about. We are supposed to teach them what this thing is all about. So again, it's a thing of understanding where we are. So, all right. So Amos 3:14 says, "In the day of the visitation of the transgression of Israel, upon him will I also visit the altars of Bethel, and the horns of the altar shall be cut off and fall to the ground." You know, Bethel was a place where Jeroboam, that was the young man who had received 10 tribes of Israel. And he set up, instead of, because the only place that they were supposed to have sacrificed was Jerusalem. But instead of having his people go there, he decided within himself that he would have them go into Bethel. And he set up, I believe it was 2 calves of idols, and have them worship there, which was, like I said, was an abomination. So we need to understand these things. As you're going down the street and you're seeing all these different animals and things like that, and all this type of Halloween mess and all these, it's all an abomination. So we need to come out of these things. So like I said, that false elevation or false elevating of Aliyah and Allah is to send up a vapor or a smoke, as was Solomon's sacrifice, and that was not acceptable. Now let me go to the back of this page, because I am reading this because I had to write it down. All right. Now notice the relative qualities in chapter First Kings chapter 10, where, like I said, Solomon received the gold and the precious stone. Now that's mentioned in Daniel about the individual that is the anti-Mashiach, because he took for himself the things of precious gold and stones and things like that, and because that's, he lifted up his heart to want those things, material things. We are not to want things. We are to want the true and righteous one, because he is who he is. So again, and he sent his Mashiach for the purpose. His Mashiach is set apart for the purpose of coming and being with the Father. And the Spirit is something that is like the spirit and power of Eliyahu, to declare these things, just like Amos 3 is what a prophet is supposed to do. All those things are decently and in order, and there's no frogs or geckos or anything associated with that. And if Satan tries to make one think that, then whatever. All right, where am I now? Okay, we talked about Mystery Babylon, and the principalities in the high places throughout all the ages have been attempting to avert the coming of judgment of Ahiah by Nimrod and Babylon and Ashtoreth. The churches and all religions are associated with this seal, the seal of the crux or the cross, which is the tau in Greek, and the tav or taf in Hebrew. So when you associate the cross with what is affiliated with Christians, that goes back to all sorts of religions under Saturnalia and everything else. So, which is Tammuz and Bacchus and things of that nature, and Mithraism and things like that. So, and then they say that the Tau or the Taf means truth in Hebrew, and the word is emet. But the difference in that is that there's a God of truth in Saturnalia also, and that's associated with that word emet. So the way that we come out of that is to understand that there's a difference in the words that we can use in order to be righteous and not fall into the mindset of Babylon and Saturnalia and things of that nature. So just as we understand that the prophet Eliyahu also confronted 400 prophets of 450 prophets of Baal and 400 prophets of Asherah were present at that time. Now, Emunah is from Amen also, which means firmness, steadfastness, faithfulness, honesty, expressing a highest faithfulness. It means a covenant. It means support and to believe. Now, there's no mark, like I said, of Saturnalia or Babylon or any other type of Wiccan or voodoo sort of thing affiliated with that. So there are other words like chesed, which means a covenant with a haya hu haya, and Sedek. I didn't look that one up, which I should have. And mitzpat is to proclaim a verdict or a judicial judgment. So to finish this thing about Mystery Babylon, now at a certain time, it appears that these people, since they're into astrology and astronomy and things of this nature, they try to see exactly what's going to happen at a particular time and place on certain days or certain years to see exactly, like I said, what's going to transpire and try to work against that. So this is part of Mystery Babylon. And like I said, when it talks about Nimrod and Ashtoreth, they are capable of doing or being here from the standpoint of where Ahia says that not to touch or drink the blood because life is in the blood. So if we're taking into our assemblies the life, and it's a consubstantiation or transubstantiation because of what even what's written by Shaul, and he talks about the fact that there is something that happens if someone doesn't take it the proper way, that the death, they don't take the death and things like that. Now, it's a thing where we have to understand that if that's being said, that there is a consubstantiation and a transubstantiation of something that's a